Question number 1. Making antiviral drugs is more difficult than making antibacterial medicines because 1. Viruses make use of host machinery. 2. Viruses are on the borderline of living and non-living. 3. Viruses have very few biochemical mechanisms of their own. 4. Viruses have a protein coat.
Well reasoned. Only 3 is the correct choice.
Question number 2. The Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine 2005 was awarded jointly to Barry J. Marshall and J. Robin Warren for their discovery of the bacterium Helicobacter pylori and its role in gastritis and peptic ulcer disease. True or false?
Smart move. True is an accurate answer.
Question number 3. Antibiotics are ineffective against the viral infections. For each type of the viral infection, human body produces its own antiviral protein that is released from the infected and dying host cells. What is this protein called?
Good job. Your answer, Leishmania, works well here. Question number 4. Infectious diseases are the diseases that can spread from infected person to the healthy person. Which of the following can make you ill if you come in contact with an infected person? What?
Well done. Sneezing and coughing is the right choice.
Question number 5. Many of the people suffer from the problem of acne and feel annoyed of the ugly skin texture caused due to the acne spots. Can you guess the microorganism causing these acne?
Great thinking. Staphylococcus is the right choice.
Question number 6. Listed below are a few diseases: tuberculosis, cancer, common cold, viral fever from the above-mentioned diseases, which are classified as acute diseases. Excellent choice, and is the right answer.
Question number 7. Liz notices that shortly after cutting her arm, accidentally the area around the cut is turning red and feeling hot. Which immune system defense is Liz experiencing?
Correct response. Inflammation is the most accurate answer. Question number 8. We can prevent exposure to infectious diseases of the stomach and intestine, which can spread through contaminated food, by ensuring the proper disposal of waste. Exactly. True makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 9. Which of the following diseases is caused by a protozoan?
Nice selection. Malaria is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 10. Which organism can survive either with or without oxygen?
Excellent. Anaerobic options is a brilliant choice.
Question number 11. What does invading the host cell enable the virus to do?
Good thinking. Reproduce is the right answer.
Question number 12. In which year did these scientists win the Nobel Prize?
You got it. Your choice 2005 is right.
Question number 13. Cancer is a disease caused due to the uncontrolled growth of tissues in any part of body. This disease comes under which of the following types?
Right choice. Non-infectious disease is the best answer.
Question number 14. Elephantitis is a which type of disease? On track. Chronic is the correct answer. Question number 15. Headache is an example of dash disease. Well picked. Acute is the correct answer. Question number 16. If you live in an overcrowded and poorly ventilated house, it is possible that you may suffer from which of the following diseases? Correct. Airborne diseases is the right answer.
Question number 17. Disease is any harmless change that interferes with the normal appearance, structure or function of the body or any of its part.
Great job. False is the accurate answer.
Question number 18. It was diagnosed that a patient has lost the power of fighting any infection. Name the disease the patient is suffering from.
Solid response. AIDS is a valid choice.
Question number 19. Who discovered immunization? Bravo. Edward Jenner is the answer.
Question number 20. Edward Jenner succeeded in creating a vaccine against smallpox by injecting patients with material of which disease? Clear logic. Your choice cowpox is sound and 100% true. Question number 21. Identify the bacteria.
Nice work. You chose trypanosoma, and it is correct.
Question number 22. And dash is an injection of a weakened form of a pathogen to help the individual gain immunity from a disease.
Smart pick. Vaccine is the correct choice.
Question number 23. To what would the phrase, is not a cell, but has the ability to reproduce within a living cell, best describe?
Nicely done. A virus is a solid answer.
Question number 24. One who is not suffering from any disease or disturbance in the functioning of the body is said to be dash.
Strong choice. Disease-free is the right answer.
Question number 25. Name the microbe that does not have its own biochemical mechanisms, but depends upon that of the host cell.
You're right. Virus is the correct answer.
Question number 26. An organism which harbors a pathogen and may pass it on to another person to cause a disease is known as?
You chose vector, and it is correct. Question number 27. Specific prevention is provided by the immune system when it produces some specific molecules called dash.
Valid point. Antibodies is true.
Question number 28. Our immune system provides us a specific prevention to infectious diseases by killing only invading microbe.
Perfect. False is the correct choice.
Question number 29. Which of these would never be included in a vaccine due to its potential to cause illness disease?
Right again. Complete, fully active virus is a valid answer.
Question number 30. The process in which the active immune system employs many cells to the affected tissue is called?
Sharp thinking. Inflammation is the right choice.
Question number 31. One of the major elements required for good health is proper.
Great thinking. Diet is the right choice.
Question number 32. In the body, vaccines provide immunity from infectious diseases like tetanus, polio, etc. This is
Nice selection. Specific way of prevention is the correct and valid answer.
question number 33. Animals which carry infectious agents from a sick person to another potential host are called?
Sharp thinking. Vectors is the right choice.
Question number 34. Word vaccination is indirectly related to. Perfect. Cowpox is the correct choice.
Question number 35. Which one of the following will make you ill if you come in contact with the infected person?
Correct. Sneezing is the right answer.
Question number 36. It is a microscopic organism and is able to multiply only within the living cells of a host.
Exactly. Virus makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 37. The disease, which can be transferred from mother to her own baby developing in her womb is?
You're right. AIDS is the correct answer.
Question number 38. A tiny, non-living particle that invades and then multiplies inside a living cell is called.
Right again. A virus is a valid answer.
Question number 39. Any condition that interferes with the proper functioning of the body or mind is a dash.
Well picked. Disease is the correct answer.
Question number 40. Visiting a doctor rather than diagnosing your own illnesses is advised. True or false?
Clear logic. Your choice true is sound and 100% true.
Question number 41. Dikshita is lately suffering from many skin diseases. Who do you think it's caused by?
You got it. Your choice fungi is right.
Question number 42. When did Marshall and Warren receive the Nobel Prize for Physiology and Medicine? Great job. 2005 is the accurate answer. Question number 43. A doctor would most likely prescribe an antibiotic to treat what type of pathogen?
Good thinking. Bacteria is the right answer.
Question number 44. The chemical that kill or stop the growing of certain kind of microbes are called?
Solid response. Antibiotics is a valid choice.
Question number 45. Which one of the following has a long-term effect on the health of individual? Or
Valid point. Chewing tobacco is true.
question number 46. Inflammation of the fluid and membrane surrounding your brain and spinal cord is.
Bravo. Meningitis is the answer.
Question number 47. Which of these diseases was eradicated from the world with the help of vaccines?
Correct response. Smallpox is the most accurate answer.
Question number 48. Identify the group among the following, which contains all bacterial diseases.
Excellent. Typhoid, tuberculosis, cholera is a brilliant choice.
Question number 49. On the basis of which, physicians look for the signs of a particular disease.
Smart pick. Symptoms is the correct choice.
Question number 50. Vaccines used against flu, cholera, bubonic plague, polio, and hepatitis have.
Nice work. You chose killed microorganisms, and it is correct.
Question number 51. Which of the following pairs of diseases have a similar way of transmission?
Right choice. Dengue fever and malaria is the best answer.
Question number 52. Cancer, hypertension, and asthma are examples of non-communicable diseases.
On track. True is the correct answer.
Question number 53. Which of the following diseases can be transmitted through food and water?
Well done. Cholera is the right choice.
Question number 54. Select the correct match. What does leishmania causes and what type is it?
Nicely done. Calazar protozoan is a solid answer. Question number 55. The symptoms of a disease such as pain, fever, etc. are mainly because of.
Strong choice. Inflammation is the right answer.
Question number 56. The body's response to an infection by showing redness, swelling, and pain.
You chose inflammation, and it is correct.
Question number 57. Diseases where microbes are the immediate cause are called dash disease.
Smart move. Infectious is an accurate answer.
Question number 58. When did the World Health Organization give definition of health in dash?
Excellent choice. 1948 is the right answer.
Question number 59. If a person is having tuberculosis, which part of his body is affected?
Good job. Your answer lungs works well here.
Question number 60. An exception to the conditions necessary for good individual health is.
Well reasoned. Polluted environment is the correct choice.
Question number 61. Disease-causing germs such as viruses and bacteria are also known as.
Solid response. Pathogens is a valid choice.
Question number 62. Diseases are classified as acute or chronic, depending on their dash.
Smart move. Duration is an accurate answer. Question number 63. Low vision in the evening and nights results from the deficiency of. Bravo. Vitamin A is the answer. Question number 64. Organisms like ticks and mosquitoes that spread diseases are called.
Nice selection. Vectors is the correct and valid answer. Question number 65. Disease continues for many days and causes effect the on body.
Good job. Your answer chronic. Long-term works well here.
Question number 66. High BP, cancer, diabetes, scurvy, rickets, these all disease are. Well picked. Non-communicable diseases is the correct answer. Question number 67. Which one of the following disease is not transmitted by mosquito?
Great job. Typhoid is the accurate answer.
Question number 68. The diseases that are not caused by infectious agents are called. Valid point. Non-infectious diseases is true.
Question number 69. India received polio-free certification from who in the year dash?
Correct. 2014 is the right answer.
Question number 70. Special proteins produced by the body to attack foreign invaders.
Right choice. Antibodies is the best answer.
Question number 71. Poverty and lack of public services is which cause of a disease?
You got it. Your choice third level cause is right.
Question number 72. Microbes that enter the body through vectors most likely affects.
Great thinking. Brain is the right choice. Question number 73. Select the intrinsic disease-causing factor among the following. You chose abnormal hormone secretion, and it is correct.
Question number 74. Infectious disease can also be prevented by using immunization.
Nicely done. True is a solid answer.
Question number 75. Liver is damaged by the I- in the disease -AI-.
Strong choice. I-virus, E-jaundice is the right answer.
Question number 76. These diseases are contagious and spread from person to person.
On track. Communicable disease is the correct answer. Question number 77. Toxin will accumulate in the body if this organ stops working. Excellent. Kidneys is a brilliant choice.
Question number 78. Which one of the following diseases is not caused by bacteria?
Well reasoned. Malaria is the correct choice.
Question number 79. Identify the diseases for which infectious agents are viruses.
Perfect. Common cold, mumps, AIDS is the correct choice.
Question number 80. In order to prevent bacteria, which of the following is given?
You're right. Antibiotic is the correct answer.
Question number 81. Community hygiene increase probability of infectious disease.
Excellent choice. False is the right answer.
Question number 82. Both viruses and bacteria have the same biochemical pathways.
Sharp thinking? False is the right choice.
Question number 83. The disease where microbes breathe immediate causes are called.
Clear logic. Your choice infectious disease is sound and 100% true.
Question number 84. Disease-causing microorganisms such as a bacterium or fungus.
Right again. Pathogen is a valid answer.
Question number 85. Substances found in food which help the body grow and develop.
Correct response. Proteins is the most accurate answer.
Question number 86. Is social well-being important for a person to be healthy?
Nice work. You chose yes, and it is correct.
Question number 87. Which one of the following diseases is caused by protozoans?
Good thinking. Malaria is the right answer.
Question number 88. Health is influenced by.
Smart pick. Surroundings, i.e. environment, is the correct choice.
Question number 89. Repeated exposure to a pathogen leads to the development of.
Well done. Immunity is the right choice.
Question number 90. True or false? A disease-free person will always be healthy.
Exactly. False attack healthy and disease-free makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 91. Common cold, influenza, dengue fever, and AIDS are caused by.
You got it. Your choice viruses is right.
Question number 92. Immunity refers to the body's ability to endure infection.
Great thinking. True is the right choice.
Question number 93. Elephantiasis is a disease caused by different species of.
Well picked. Worms is the correct answer.
Question number 94. Which of the following disease do not spread through air?
Right choice. Typhoid is the best answer.
Question number 95. HIV attacks on which of the following cells of your body?
Perfect WBC is the correct choice. Question number 96. BCG vaccine is given to infants for protection against.
Good job. Your answer pneumonia works well here.
Question number 97. The causative agents of dengue fever and AIDS are called.
Excellent choice. Viruses is the right answer. Question number 98. The disease which spreads through sexual contact is dash.
Well done. AIDS is the right choice.
Question number 99. The protozoan organism responsible for sleeping sickness.
Correct. Trypanosoma is the right answer.
Question number 100. HIV virus attacks one of the following cells in our body.
Bravo. Long cell is the answer.
Question number 101. The first vaccine developed by Edward Jenner was against.
Nice work. You chose pox virus and it is correct.
Question number 102. Penicillin, a life-saving antibiotic, was discovered by.
Well reasoned. Alexander Fleming is the correct choice. Question number 103. Which of the following is not transferred by houseflies?
Good thinking. AIDS is the right answer.
Question number 104. What type of disease is syphilis and how does it spreads?
Solid response. Chronic and sexual contact is a valid choice.
Question number 105. Viruses, which causes hepatitis, are transmitted through.
Smart move. Water is an accurate answer.
Question number 106. Kala-Azar and amoebic dysentery diseases are caused by.
Sharp thinking. Protozoans is the right choice.
Question number 107. Which of the following is not a mosquito-borne disease? You're right. Tuberculosis is the correct answer. Question number 108. Which one of the following is not a bacterial disease?
Nice selection. Influenza is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 109. The virus causing Japanese encephalitis enters through.
Clear logic. Your choice mosquito bite is sound and 100% true.
Question number 110. Which among the following diseases is not infectious?
Smart pick. Cancer is the correct choice.
Question number 111. Which organ is most affected by Japanese encephalitis?
Excellent. Brain is a brilliant choice. Question number 112. Viruses are the smallest disease causing organisms? Great job. True is the accurate answer.
Question number 113. AIDS virus, when active in the body, mainly attacks?
Strong choice. Immune system is the right answer.
Question number 114. What is the point of entry of jaundice in our body?
Nicely done. Mouth is a solid answer.
Question number 115. True or false? Allergies are an infectious disease.
Exactly. False makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 116. The method of immunization was first tried by Dash.
Valid point. Edward Jenner is true. Question number 117. Common symptoms which indicate sickness are Dash. On track. All of above is the correct answer. Question number 118. The BCG vaccine is given for the immunity against.
Right again. Tuberculosis is a valid answer.
Question number 119. Which of the following is the vector for dengue?
You chose Aedes mosquito, and it is correct.
Question number 120. An insect which transmits a disease is known as.
Correct response. Vector is the most accurate answer.
Question number 121. Mosquitoes, dogs, and fleas are examples of Dash.
Right choice. Vectors is the best answer. Question number 122. African sleeping sickness causative organism is.
Solid response. Trypanosoma gambiense is a valid choice.
Question number 123. Which of the following causes sleeping sickness?
Well picked. Trypanosoma is the correct answer.
Question number 124. Name the bacteria responsible for peptic ulcers.
Right again. Helicobacter pylori is a valid answer.
Question number 125. Which disease is not transmitted by mosquitoes?
You chose pneumonia, and it is correct.
Question number 126. Which pathogen needs a host cell to reproduce? Correct response. Virus is the most accurate answer.
Question number 127. Japanese encephalitis is simply known as Dash.
Excellent choice. Brain fever is the right answer.
Question number 128. Which of the following causes skin infections?
Good thinking. Fungus is the right answer. Question number 129. Which one is following is not a viral disease?
Correct. Typhoid is the right answer.
Question number 130. Which of the following is caused by a protozoa?
Valid point. Malaria is true. Question number 131. Food is a necessity for the functioning of the...
Good job. Your answer cell works well here.
Question number 132. Which one of the following deficiency disease?
Nice work. You chose goiter and it is correct. Question number 133. The musculoskeletal system is made up of dash.
Great thinking. Muscles and bones is the right choice.
Question number 134. If brain is targeted, what are the symptoms?
Perfect. All the above is the correct choice. Question number 135. Which of the following is a fungal infection?
You're right. Ringworm is the correct answer. Question number 136. The diseases which last for long time period.
Excellent. Chronic is a brilliant choice.
Question number 137. Not a disease caused by intrinsic factors is. Sharp thinking. Marasmus is the right choice.
Question number 138. Which one of the following causes Kala Azar?
On track. Leishmania is the correct answer.
Question number 139. Which type of hepatitis virus has a vaccine?
Nice selection. Hepatitis A is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 140. The disease that affects the human brain is... Smart pick. Japanese encephalitis is the correct choice. Question number 141. Identify infectious day communicable diseases. Clear logic. Your choice: typhoid, cholera, TB. Malaris is sound and 100% true. Question number 142. Correct spelling of a communicable disease.
Smart move. Pneumonia is an accurate answer.
Question number 143. The Japanese encephalitis virus infects the...
Well done. Brain is the right choice.
Question number 144. The antibiotic penicillin is derived from...
Exactly. Fungi makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 145. The protozoa that causes Kala Azar is dash.
Strong choice. Leishmania is the right answer.
Question number 146. Which protozoan organism causes Kala Azar? Well reasoned. Leishmania is the correct choice. Question number 147. Dash is caused by bacterium Vibrio cholera. You got it. Your choice cholera is right. Question number 148. Organisms that cause diseases are called...
Nicely done. Pathogens is a solid answer.
Question number 149. All the life processes in the human body.
Bravo. Are interconnected is the answer. Question number 150. Malaria is caused by bacterium Plasmodium. Great job. False is the accurate answer.
Question number 151. Syphilis and AIDS diseases are spread by... Good job. Your answer through sexual contacts works well here. Question number 152. Identify the odd one from the following. Right again. Cancer is a valid answer. Question number 153. Penicillin was derived from which fungi? Correct. Penicillium marked is the right answer. Question number 154. Which part of the body does AIDS affect?
Valid point. Lymph node is true.
Question number 155. The AIDS virus cannot be transmitted by...
Right choice. Hugs and handshake is the best answer.
Question number 156. Headache is an example of dash disease.
You're right. Acute is the correct answer.
Question number 157. What is the causal organism of typhoid?
Good thinking. Bacteria is the right answer.
Question number 158. Smallpox vaccine was discovered by dash.
Great thinking. Edward Jenner is the right choice. Question number 159. Medicine that gives relief from allergy. Well reasoned. Antihistamine is the correct choice.
Question number 160. World Health Day is celebrated on dash.
You got it. Your choice April 7 is right.
Question number 161. The disease that affects our lungs is.
Strong choice. Tuberculosis is the right answer.
Question number 162. Which of these is an airborne disease?
Solid response. Pneumonia is a valid choice. Question number 163. Jaundice is a disease that affects dash. You chose liver, and it is correct.
Question number 164. HIV is thought to have originated from.
Perfect. Chimpanzees is the correct choice.
Question number 165. Another name of infectious disease is.
Nice selection. Communicable is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 166. Whooping cough causative organism is.
Bravo! Bordetella pertussis is the answer.
Question number 167. Which of the following is a mismatch?
On track. Jaundice bacterial infection is the correct answer.
Question number 168. All diseases are caused by pathogens.
Nice work. You chose false and it is correct.
Question number 169. Headquarters of who situated on dash?
Excellent choice. Geneva, Switzerland is the right answer.
Question number 170. All microorganisms can cause diseases.
Great job. False is the accurate answer.
Question number 171. Immunization vaccination started with.
Excellent. E. Jenner is a brilliant choice.
Question number 172. A process of identifying the disease.
Sharp thinking. Diagnosis is the right choice.
Question number 173. Many skin diseases are caused by dash.
Smart pick. Fungi is the correct choice.
Question number 174. The disease chickenpox is caused by.
Clear logic. Your choice varicella zoster is sound and 100% true.
Question number 175. What is the full form of BCG vaccine?
Well picked. Bacillus calmette-guerin is the correct answer.
Question number 176. Where has the word vaccine come from?
Nicely done. Latin, meaning cow, is a solid answer.
Question number 177. First antibiotic was discovered from.
Well done. Fungi is the right choice.
Question number 178. Which one is a communicable disease?
Exactly. Tuberculosis makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 179. The antibiotic penicillin is a dash.
Smart move. Fungi is an accurate answer.
Question number 180. The disease caused due to a worm is.
Correct response. Filariasis is the most accurate answer.
Question number 181. Tuberculosis causative organism is.
Well reasoned. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is the correct choice.
Question number 182. Cold is an example of acute disease.
Great job. True is the accurate answer.
Question number 183. Elephantiasis disease is caused by.
Excellent. Worms is a brilliant choice.
Question number 184. The bacteria among the following is.
You got it. Your choice, trypanosome, is right. Question number 185. Examples of chronic diseases are.
Smart move. Elephantiasis is an accurate answer.
Question number 186. Identity group of chronic diseases.
Great thinking. Diabetes, tuberculosis, elephantiasis is the right choice.
Question number 187. Pathogen infecting the brain causes.
Strong choice. Giddiness is the right answer.
Question number 188. Japanese encephalitis is spread by.
Nice work. You chose mosquito, and it is correct.
Question number 189. Clean drinking water is related to.
Excellent choice. Community health is the right answer.
Question number 190. What is another name of tubeworms?
Nicely done. Ascaris lumbricoides is a solid answer. Question number 191. Rabies occurs through the bite of. Valid point. Rabid dog is true.
Question number 192. Identify group of acute diseases.
Good thinking. Cold, cough, typhoid, cholera is the right answer.
Question number 193. Name any two waterborne diseases.
You're right. Typhoid and cholera is the correct answer.
Question number 194. TB is caused by.
Bravo. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is the answer.
Question number 195. Diphtheria causative organism is.
Smart pick. Corynebacterium diphtheria is the correct choice.
Question number 196. Genital warts causative organism.
Right again. Human papillomavirus is a valid answer.
Question number 197. Koch's disease is also known as. You chose tuberculosis, and it is correct.
Question number 198. AIDS can be transmitted by dash.
On track. Blood transfusion is the correct answer. Question number 199. Droplet infection is a mode of.
Clear logic. Your choice, indirect transmission, is sound and 100% true.
Question number 200. Which organism transmit malaria?
Solid response. Female Anopheles mosquito is a valid choice.
Question number 201. The vector for yellow fever is.
Good job. Your answer, mosquito, works well here. Question number 202. According to you, health is dash.
Right choice. All is the best answer.
Question number 213. Peptic ulcers cure was found by.
Correct. Robin Warren is the right answer.
Question number 204. Prevention of disease is called. Well done. Prophylaxis is the right choice.
Question number 205. Typhoid is a which type disease?
Perfect. Infectious is the correct choice.
Question number 206. Which pathogen causes ringworm?
Nice selection. Fungi is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 207. Asthma is what type of disease?
Well picked. Chronic disease is the correct answer.
Question number 208. Health means the state of dash.
sharp thinking. All of the above is the right choice.
Question number 209. Loose motions is an example of correct response. Symptoms is the most accurate answer. Question number 210. Hepatitis, a virus, targets the
Exactly. Liver makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 211. Peptic ulcers are due to dash.
Nice work. You chose bacteria and it is correct.
Question number 212. Identify a protozoan disease.
Smart pick. Amoebiasis is the correct choice.
Question number 213. Antibiotics work against dash.
good job. Your answer, bacteria, works well here.
Question number 214. Name the two types of causes.
Great job. Immediate and contributory is the accurate answer. Question number 215. How does hepatitis E spreads? Smart move. Water is an accurate answer. Question number 216. Chickenpox is an example of. Well done. Endemic is the right choice.
Question number 217. The bacterium among these is.
Well picked. Salmonella typhi is the correct answer. Question number 218. When is AIDS Day celebrated? You got it? Your choice 1st December is right.
Question number 219. Alexander Fleming discovered.
Good thinking. Penicillin antibiotic is the right answer.
Question number 220. Pathogens are destroyed by.
You're right. Lymphatic tissues is the correct answer.
Question number 221. Leishmania donovani carrier.
You chose sandfly. And it is correct.
Question number 222. Malaria's causative organism.
Right again. Plasmodium is a valid answer.
Question number 223. The word transmission means.
To transfer is the answer.
Question number 224. Encephalitis is carried by.
Excellent choice. Mosquito is the right answer.
Question number 225. Disease carriers are called.
Strong choice. Vector is the right answer.
Question number 226. AIDS is transmitted through. Great thinking. Through body fluids is the right choice.
Question number 227. Hookworm is present in soil.
Nicely done. True is a solid answer.
Question number 228. Plasmodium is an example of.
On track. Protozoa is the correct answer.
Question number 229. What causes peptic ulcers?
Exactly. Bacteria makes sense. And it is right choice.
Question number 230. Leprosy causative organism.
Nice selection. Leprae is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 231. AIDS is a communicable by.
Correct. All is the right answer.
Question number 232. Transmission is absent in.
Valid point. Non-infectious disease is true.
Question number 233. Malaria is caused due to.
Clear logic. Your choice both A and B is sound and 100% true.
Question number 234. HIV/AIDS is caused due to.
Right choice. Due to sexual contact is the best answer.
Question number 235. Acute disease means dash.
Excellent. Short-term disease is a brilliant choice. Question number 236. These are caused by virus. Solid response. All the above is a valid choice.
Question number 237. Typhoid spreads through.
Correct response. Contaminated water is the most accurate answer.
Question number 238. BCG vaccine is used for.
Sharp thinking. TB is the right choice.
Question number 239. Causes of diseases are.
Perfect. All of above is the correct choice.
Question number 240. Encephalitis means dash.
Well reasoned. Brain fever is the correct choice.
Question number 241. Blood pressure is dash.
Nicely done. Non-infectious is a solid answer. Question number 242. Hippocrates lived from.
46359B is the answer.
Question number 243. COVID-19 is caused by.
Right choice. SARS-CoV-2 is the best answer.
Question number 244. Pain in abdomen is a.
Correct response. Symptom is the most accurate answer.
Question number 245. Goiter is a type of.
On track. Deficiency disease is the correct answer.
Question number 246. AIDS full form is.
Nice selection. Acquired immunodeficiency syndromes is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 247. Plague in 1994 was.
Smart move. Epidemic is an accurate answer.
Question number 248. AIDS is caused by. Strong choice. Virus is the right answer. Question number 249. Acne is caused by.
Solid response. None of these is a valid choice.
Question number 250. What causes acne?
You're right. Staphylococcus is the correct answer.
Question number 251. Horse full form is.
Sharp thinking. Oral rehydration solution is the right choice.
Question number 252. Full form of HIV.
Good job. Your answer, human immunodeficiency virus, works well here.
Question number 253. Osteoporosis is a.
Exactly. Deficiency disease makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 254. AIDS is disease.
Great thinking. False is the right choice.
Question number 255. Health is.
Well picked. All of the above is the correct answer.
Question number 256. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Smart pick. Contact Narayan Changder on Facebook is the correct choice.